Hey, what's up, y'all? This is really never a real show. This a room. We ignore the camera, the mics. We just gotta talk it anyway. Hi, y'all.
Hey, what's up?
We missing you, Key.
Right,
Being a single mother is difficult.
right.
I love you though, girl. Got your back, always and forever. No, but so today's episode, we gonna be talking about horny women.
Women be horny.
Women be so horny. Horny, 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 horny.
And it gotta be talked about.
It has to, because the main point of us talking about women being horny is what would be a lot of men don't believe that women be holding out, right?
Okay.
A lot of men don't believe that. But I know firsthand because I'm best friends with women. I know firsthand all the details because I turn into my non-binary self and get all the tea.
Mm-hmm.
So, I make y'all comfortable to tell me the tea so I know what y'all be doing. XYZ, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but so men don't believe it and I be trying to convince them, but they don't believe it, but that's what we're going to be talking about. But the main point of it is this. So today's episode, we're going to be talking about how women suppress their hormones, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you do, what activities you do, XYZ, what you do to suppress those things because you naturally feel them, you human, right? And maybe this episode to teach me on how to also do that same thing, you feel me? Because we be out here like,
Y'all showed
because it's socially acceptable, don't we're going to talk about that too.
Yeah.
But anyway, then the second portion, we're going to be talking about how, because most men use sex to tame their mind, like we just be focused on getting a bag or focused on, leveling up, men. I'm talking about men.
Mm-hmm.
We be so focused on leveling up that sex becomes obsolete. It becomes something we gotta do because, backed up nut for us is like psychosis.
Yeah.
So we just gotta get it out, and some of us learn different ways to do that, but a lot of us just, especially the ones who we know we got it, like the ones who walk around, we just know, we just know what we can get, so we get it. Understand? So, but if
Same with a
we
woman.
right, but it's different. Y'all suppress it because
Yes.
of the connotations that comes with a woman.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
there's a lot, because when we gonna talk about Sukihana, like you got women like that, that overexpress themselves sexually, and there's nothing wrong with it, but also the backlash that comes with, right? So we gotta pay attention that we're talking about society too, right? Like the way society looks at things, not the way that we individually look at things, right?
Okay.
So I just want to talk about really how that creates a power struggle between men and women, like sex, because women are taught to, suppress, and it's socially acceptable for us to unleash, right? So let's get right into it, because we just talked a little bit about that too much. That I was just trying to tell him what the episode was about.
That was cool though. That was cool.
So women be horny, right? Y'all get horny?
Yeah. I mean, good.
I'm horny now. I'm horny every day. That's why I don't have sex. That's why I don't like it. That's why I don't like food or sleep either, because you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Like I don't like anything
You
that I
ain't never
have
liked
to
none
do.
of that.
Yeah. If I gotta do, you don't tell me what I gotta do. Nature or nurture, person or animal. I do what I say I want to do. You understand?
Yeah.
And if I don't, I don't want to eat. I don't want to sleep.
No, for real. You
Anywho.
be agitated.
Real. Anyway, women be horny. So y'all get horny.
Yeah.
So when y'all get horny, y'all can express yourselves as much as you want to and as little as you want to.
Okay.
but understand that I understand all colloquialisms, metaphors, non-verbal communications. I'm alive and I'm gonna say what you not saying. Okay, all right, cool.
When has
So
that ever not been a thing?
I just want the viewers to understand that
Okay,
too,
because
you
he's
know?
been like this our whole entire
Yeah, because
life. So
I'm a pull, I'm a pry, I'm a poke, anyway. So what y'all be doing when y'all get horny? Do y'all? Because I know when I get horny, I go to the gym.
that's a good one.
That these are new things that I'm learning because I can tell you what I used to do. I used to do some shit.
I
But anyway,
already know. Okay.
so what do y'all do? What do y'all hear y'all girlfriends say, or you date women? What do
Yeah.
you hear those women say, especially as lesbian women? Because I don't think I think this societal ideology of women not being able to sexually express themselves is perpetuated through all communities in the world.
Oh
So
yeah,
I don't think
that's
is
true.
synonymous to heterosexuality. I think it's also across the board. So
Word,
because
yeah.
don't no lesbian woman want no bust down either. But I don't mind her.
Hmm.
But I don't think that's a whole nother topic.
It is,
Because
but I mean, I get it, but then it also, I still feel like depends on the woman still too, because what
excuse me.
oh
What do you do when you get horny
I
to suppress it?
I mean, figure things out. You figure some things out. I mean, you know me, right?
Correct.
So you know that I ain't had discipline in anything else but that. And
That's a good observation of yourself that I never processed until now. Great. Go ahead.
and so for me, um, I think it is what you said though. A part of the reason why I suppress it is because I don't want to be seen as a hoe.
So you are plagued by societal judgment, which
Yeah.
is biblical, which they say
Yeah.
church is separate from
And
government.
and
But
it's a
that's another
lot because
pod.
I'm a queer woman, so it's like, ooh, you got this on top of this. So it's like,
So with you being masculine presenting,
okay,
right?
okay,
You can take it, and this is non-binary me talking, right?
okay, understood.
So you can take on the form of a masculine person, right? Therefore, when a person looks at you, they expect the masculine expectations of a man, right?
Indeed, yes.
So, with that being said,
Okay.
why do you still hold back your sexual proclivities?
Because I'm still a woman.
You're aware of that, though you're masculine presenting.
I am very much so.
I love that so much about you because I would throw hands with a female that thinks she got it. Because she believes she hit me. And me too. Because some of them big and strong.
Man, some of them you gonna have to go even if
Gonna
they
have-
ain't masculine presenting or not. Cause
No
Not you
cap.
just called him Coretta from Steve Harvey. You remember her?
yeah, but I
Even
not,
when she was butt.
she was the bully, but she was a bully.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm a womanist, and for those of you who don't know who that is, I'll have the producer put a little caption and
A box.
definition
Yeah.
there for you to understand what a womanist is. Anyway,
But yeah, so
so I'm a womanist. So there is no belief that I have that a woman can't take a man. It just takes the right circumstance, right? So it takes the right XYZ, but that's whole besides the point. But I I I don't underestimate any woman that walks in my face, right? I just understand. I process her and understand my level of aggression versus hers, and I understand no matter how big or small she is still at the disadvantage, right?
Mhm.
So I just take the back seat, right? But anyway, so
But
I
yeah.
don't underestimate any woman. You either. You can bust me over the head with the bar. Like y'all. I don't underestimate women. But anyway,
But yeah, I am automatically, because I'm masculine presenting, it's always like I get that. Like, oh, you got hoes, or things like that. And I'm like, I'm far from that type of with stud or
How do you like to be identified? That's what you should work on. When you've never liked being called a stud, right? Because when you horny, you attract feminine women. So obviously we look at you as that, right?
yeah.
But you don't see yourself as that.
Right, that's another societal thing.
Right. So it's funny how allow you allow that you're a queer woman,
Okay.
right? And the whole ideology of being queer is the contradiction of social norms, right?
Okay.
That's a blatant telltale,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And you allow social norms to dictate your sexual proclivities as well as how you view yourself versus how the society views you.
Mm,
Isn't that contradictory
it
to who
is.
you are as a person?
It is.
So
And I would have never. Ooh.
and it's because you horny.
Woo! Don't read me like that on air, bro. But anyway, but look, maybe that is why. But I don't believe in giving myself away to just any and everybody either. That's a part of it too, right?
Well,
Like,
as an ex escort,
okay,
I've never given my body to just anybody. Okay, let me be clear.
yeah, okay,
Okay,
okay.
so most people who present as sexually promiscuous is less promiscuous than those who pretend to be not promiscuous. You understand what I just said?
Yeah, I do.
So I have a sexual past, right?
Yes.
But that sexual past has nothing to do with me giving myself to them. It has everything to do with them giving themselves to me.
Okay.
I never let anybody take me.
I'll get that.
Right. So people don't understand sex. As a demisexual person, I've always understood the power in sex. That's also going to be the point of the episode, how women use their control.
Okay. Or is it
No, it's their emotional intelligence which
say, yeah.
controls their hormones. And men don't have that, because society teaches us not to have that, And because y'all don't have control, this is why it makes you guys the primal predators. But that's also the ending. We'll get to that because it'll come full circle. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've unpacked you. We recognize that you be horny, but you don't be horny because you recognize that you're a woman, but you associate yourself with a society that does not stick to social norms.
No, that ain't it though. It's just not that simple.
Well, why is it not that simple?
Cause I get it. Like, okay, I get it, right? Like,
I already know the answer, and I pray you know it yourself. Go ahead.
What you mean? You already know the answer? Please. But look, it's more so like I also need some type of connection. So I think I'm more like sapiosexual.
Wrong.
What you mean?
So I am. I don't like to speak in absolution.
Okay.
It makes me really uncomfortable. But this is my platform, so I'm going to do it. Okay.
Okay.
So as a demisexual person,
right.
I understand the point and purpose of sex.
Okay.
So I'm also a clinic manager. So my profession is understanding the biology of the human body.
Okay.
Right, and that includes the desire for sex. Right. I was a clinic manager of a sex clinic.
Okay.
You understand? New male, new fit. Like people were coming in to get hard, get wet.
Okay.
Right. So Okay, but the point,
Right.
to the point, I understand that the reason that you specifically hold tight to your treasure is because you believe in a deity and it is strict to your heart, it is your soul. Because I understand that, that lets me know that your sexual proclivities are not actually because of societal norms, it's because of your religious beliefs, your spiritual roots.
Mm. Okay.
So that's more a lesbian demisexual, a Christian lesbian.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's it. So you choose not to act in your hormones because you got God. We got you wrapped up. You gay.
But you love the Lord. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yes, Jenny.
Oh my God.
Me too. Me too. No shade. No shade. I love
I
the
get
Lord
it.
too.
I get it. I
All
mean,
right.
facts though.
So we got you. You a lesbian that's horny, but you won't act in it because you got God.
Pretty much.
And that takes precedence over your societal norms as
Mhm.
well as your sexual habits.
Mhm.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
But it does not control who you date. Period. Accept it. Gay ass. Anyway, what you be doing to not get horny?
I don't know. if I
Not
can
not
say-
get it ain't not get
Yeah,
horny,
not
but
get.
what do you do to maintain your treasure? Because boo, I love you and you are most men look at you and are more curious than interested. And you've always known that, right? And I'm sorry, I gotta crack y'all eggs before because y'all don't spill unless y'all crack. That's the nature of man and woman.
Mhm.
But anyway, so we always know men looking. We've had conversations about that, right?
Mhm.
And you just you like Mystique from the X-Men, you know. People just curious and wants the box open. Anyway, once the box open, that's what I said. But anyway, so what you be doing to keep that box closed? Cause I know some stuff when it open. You done told me some things.
Oh my God.
So what you do to keep it closed? Cause we don't ever talk about that.
No. Honestly, I find other stuff to do.
Okay. Oh,
I journal.
you journal?
Yes.
Is it like a Zane book?
Yeah, like is it erotica? Because I know some girls be doing that.
And I would love to read it.
No.
Why won't you share that part of you with me?
No.
Well, I'm working on one right now, actually.
Okay.
So I said I would share because.
So you should let me read it. Oh, me and Dion are good people to read it. I'm sorry to say, don't be saying her real name on this thing. Don't nobody know.
She
her.
don't care.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, journal. I'm a sleepy girl. I will take a nap. I will take a nap to pretty much ignore a lot of stuff, so I don't have to think about it.
Medically,
Mm-hmm.
that is really good.
I will go to sleep. Like, oh no,
Because
it's roll over.
that is a good idea. You know, if I was still working at that clinic, I would tell people, take some melatonin
Yeah, take
when
it
you
in.
get horny.
Like a Benadryl.
I would tell some of them
Yeah.
doing that because they used to come in there going through it. I can't get it. I'm horny.
So they was in heat.
Some of them come in there to get up. Some of them come in there to learn to mitigate it. Understand?
Mhm.
So they get references.
Gotcha.
Anywho,
Yeah. So journal. What else? Like I said, sleep. I used to snack, but I had to get out of that because the bitch was getting too fat. Don't want to gain no weight because snacking is a thing, especially with women's hormones.
We talking about sex and we talking about a man's hormones, and I switch in between who I am
Mm-hmm.
and what is really coming to me right now and hearing you speak. This is so managed,
Mm-hmm.
but I've always been managed.
Yes, you have.
I've never recognized how being y'all being friends with women, because what you just said, right? I never noticed that when a woman is snacking, it's not always because she's on her cycle, right? And a lot of men think like, oh, that's that. Those are indications for us, right?
Yes.
And so now you just told me that sometimes y'all snack because y'all be horny.
Yes, like if my hormones are raging enough, it can like trigger, like you said, like that. Oh, my cycle finna come on. I want some chocolate. I want ice
So,
cream.
and let me tell you something. I am very present to a woman's cycle. Y'all know that because I know y'all call y'all be like, I'm done. Because as soon as I pick up the phone, I know y'all own that
Yes,
from the tone.
so
I'm
done.
done. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. You on your anywho.
And y'all, he's not lying. He hung up straight in my face, like, "Oh no, you on your period? I'll talk to you in a couple days." Bye.
Anyway, the point of me saying that is because a lot of men don't understand, how to seduce or how to, calm a woman from herself, and I never thought either that that's a way to calm a woman from herself, because a lot of men be like, she eating and she getting overweight. That's your work her out. I get it now. I get it.
There you go.
I get it now. See, okay, I got it. Anywho, that's the perk. I know how to work that.
Oh my God.
But anyway, what else you be doing? So you used to journey. You gonna let me read that, right? You gonna let me read it.
Well, you know what? It's funny because my homeboy, he read my chakras, right? And he told me like I had all this pent up energy. He was like, he was like, it's a lot of sexual energy. He was like, you ain't got to talk about it, but you need to do something to get that out your system, girl. Yeah. So, and like we talking about now, women be horny, but I'm not finna just be out here, just popping it for pimp. It's not happening. I know that's your jam. So I was like, he was like, you got to find different ways to do it. So I realized that I do hold a lot of stuff in. So now, like recently, I'm getting into, okay, maybe I need to, when I'm having these thoughts, because I'll be having like vision, like intense, like daydream, because my imagination is just like out there. So I was like, I need to start writing this down when it happens instead of keeping it in.
So you basically just said you become a witch when you're horny and you're trying to suppress it.
Yeah.
So that is called emotional intelligence. And that is why women from birth to adulthood tend to be a little more mature than men. That's fascinating.
You're learning a lot.
Aren't I?
Yeah, just anything like to keep my mind busy. That's when I get into more of like, hitting people up like, hey, what you doing? Yeah, I'm gonna come over, or let's go to Starbucks. Me and my girl, we love a good Starbucks date.
And that's why women be close. Y'all be close because y'all horny. So y'all be dealing with each other just because y'all horny. That's crazy.
I mean,
no, because I watch sisters and they don't like each other. Two and two people are best friends, and each one of those two like one or the other, and that's why the four hang out. But they don't like each other.
Oh no, but see, me and my friends like each other.
No.
Yes.
I have never seen a girl. This is my new conclusion, and I want to say this.
What's the conclusion? Come on.
My new conclusion is women only close because they horny.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got from all of this so far.
No.
And men always sound crazy, so I wanted to be clear that I'm not rooted in this idiocy that I'm speaking, right? But it has some validity based on what you said. I'm just speaking it as nonsensical information, but I can make it make sense, right? So, so basically what you just said is what we also talked about on the previous episode, right? The psychosis of heterosexuality, right? So women bond because they don't want to be hoes.
I mean, some of them bond and still hoe
with each other on the DL. You be fucking.
No, I don't.
I know you don't, but I know you be dealing with them.
Yeah, I do. And then that brings up another conversation because they do be doing that sometimes. Like they be doing that sometimes, and people don't be talking about it.
Yeah.
You just not a part of it because
Shit, wait a minute. No, we've talked about the concept of the AAVE lingo of fag hag. I'm gonna also have that put down there so it's not as
Yeah.
demonstrative as it
Mhm.
I
sounds.
feel like we should all know what that is by
No,
now.
No.
Okay, sorry.
so I never assume someone knows what you know. You know, I found that's how you come off as self-righteous by accident.
Okay.
But so what we talking about?
She basically is a fag hag though.
Right, you are. So you do know because coming up, remember we've been friends since we've been little kids,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So coming up, I've always been attracted to your friends intensely, but I couldn't have them. Why? Tell me why I couldn't date your friends.
Because
The females. Why couldn't I date your female
Oh, the female
friends?
friends.
Not the ones you got now, because I'm talking about the ones you had when we were growing up. Most of them were what?
Lesbians.
So with you understanding that you're bonding with people, and then you always bonded with people who were sexual. You always
Me
bond with
too.
people who are sexual. That includes me, right?
me too.
So
Now that I think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you do know firsthand that there are women who, when we were kids, were destined or thought to be heterosexual, who was messing around
Mm-hmm.
and now are
Living in the
destined
truth.
to be and destined to be still heterosexual. You know, some of them, you know, experimented and said nah.
Yeah.
And we know who, you know.
Yeah.
So the point,
Mm-hmm.
she know them women she be hanging out with. All girls know them women that they be hanging out, be touching each other, titties be tickling each other and stuff. Don't be playing. And then they come to you, be on the DL tour, and be like, I don't do this all the time. Women be horny.
Mm-mm. No, sir.
You can't say no. You only saying no because you live in depravity, while we live in filth life.
And
For those don't know that context, depravity is how we describe heterosexuality, and filth is how we describe the LGBTQ community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but look, I talked to an older woman, 60.
She a lesbian?
No.
Oh, I was about to say you trying to take that.
No.
I was about to make sure you tell me about it.
No,
Man,
David.
take that out.
No, not at all. Because I've heard, and also from working at a clinic,
Mhm.
a lot of people think it be the men that be struggling. Women be so sick of suppressing their hormones from in their adolescence and early adulthood, and so that when they get old and they start menopause and can't get pregnant, they stuff be ready. And men can't keep up. That's why you find a lot of cougars, and also the social norm of women molesting. But we don't talk about it because anyway, it's socially acceptable for men to lie with women. So little boy don't know he's been molested till he become a man, and then recognize that she was still hot while her age group couldn't perform for her. So she came to get somebody who could perform for her, and it was socially acceptable. That was a lot said, but that happens. I am a product, and I'm not sad. Don't come at me like that. I ain't one of them.
Yeah.
I had fun and I unpacked it.
Oh God.
Yeah, you definitely had a time.
In my life. Anywho,
But she agreed that women be horny.
I know she know. That's the point of what I just said.
Yeah, look.
That's why I asked for it not to be cut out, and for you.
No.
Okay.
But
I couldn't bring myself to either. I took some on a date before. Full transparency.
Mm.
Mm. But honestly, thinking about it, I feel like it's like a I want to say tit for yeah, because just like the same way, you get women saying, well, when men be, more emotionally connected to their boys, we do find the same thing on the other side, but for different reasons. Because I feel like sometimes we do, draw more to our girls to keep us out of trouble or for making bad decisions.
So again, this is why I miss Kiana. I miss
Mm-hmm.
Kiana because she is very masculine and a practical masculine woman, right? She's aware that she's a woman. She's also aware that she's masculine, right? And so a lot of, and that's because she teeters the line of,
Mm-hmm.
filth and depravity, right?
Yes.
Like me, right? And so what I just heard from you was you speaking to the consciousness of the cognitive dissonance between heterosexual people, men and women, how men choose to seek the guidance of males to understand women, and women seek the guidance of women to understand
Mm-hmm.
men, and that is depravity.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're never going to understand the opposite sex asking the same sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to tell you again from the first episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that came with a lot of me navigating, helping men become emotionally intelligent, because a lot of men became uncomfortable with me and did not like me because they thought that I had feelings for them because they had feelings for me that they could not understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to help them understand that they don't like me. They respect me. They
Mm-hmm.
respect my mind. They have a genuine respect for me. And because they have that genuine respect for me, that respect is because of how well I understand women, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
right? Women just flock to me. They always have, right? And so when I genuinely listen to women and I feed men what women say, right? And they respect that because it's nothing for me to talk to a woman. Ask me to talk to a man, and I'll probably turn my face up and probably be more comfortable fighting him than having a conversation.
You
Right?
always ready to fight.
So, but you give me, you put a woman in my face, and it don't matter what kind of woman, lesbian, white, big, small, can speak, can't speak, intelligent, not. I know how to flirt. I can understand.
You gonna get some
Right, it's
conversation out of
more
there.
comfortable for me. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not wrong, but I want heterosexual people to get out of the habit of defending their gender, because the reason that you defend your gender is because y'all just forget y'all human, and that's
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So there are no personality traits that's synonymous with male. There are no
Mm-hmm.
personality traits that are synonymous with woman. And
Woman, yeah.
y'all trap yourselves in that depravity of your humanity, right? And that has to stop. So I get that you be horny and women be horny enough to be on a DL and be with her, right? And the same is true because I am a masculine presenting male.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a right? And I do all the things that guys do. I like that. Most of my male friends all of my male friends are heterosexual.
Mm-hmm.
So you, I do know I've had to make them aware of some of their friends who,
Okay.
so the point is, it's the same on both sides, yes. But it's only that way because y'all deprive yourselves. And it's because y'all depriving yourselves of being horny. And that is where the it'd be so sad because that's where the tug of war come in. It's all about sex with y'all. That's what it's all about. Everything is rooted in the understanding of getting some. And that's what the point of this episode is. Women be horny and they don't recognize how that is the gate. And
Mm-hmm.
when you keep the gate, you genuinely lose the man. But you should keep the gate to find out what man will cherish the gate, will stand at the gate, at his back and let you tell him he can't get none, but still defend it like it's the motherfucking castle that you understand, right? And that way you understand when you open the gate, he gonna cherish it, right? So that is the reason for all the depravity and stuff. And that's why I've never been good at dating men or women, right? Because it's not about sex for me, it's about the soul. And if I cannot love that, you cannot have my body, not really. I'll fuck you. You understand me?
Yeah.
But you can't have my body, then that's what I meant by, you know, it's always, I be taking motherfuckers. Do what I say, not what you want. And you're going to believe it's what you want, but it's actually what I say. And you're going to like it because you want it. I don't. It's easy to manipulate people because most people just want to fuck. And I don't care two things about it, but I'm good at it. So I just use it as a tool, just like women, but because I'm a man, it's even more tumultuous. I enjoy it. Non-binary, BDE, and intelligence, emotional intelligence. You can't take it. I get it. That's why a lot of people don't like me, but I get that. I don't like me either. I be horny too, though.
Yeah,
but you gonna do something about it.
You know what I do to tame my hormones?
What's that?
To be completely honest, I recognize my man. It gets me off. Like, I recognize how people view me versus what I think of me, right? So I've never been, y'all know me. I've never been this person that think I'm the best thing walking. Like, I don't think I'm this super attractive person, right? But I know that's how a lot of people perceive me, right? So when I get horny, I just find a joke. And sometimes I play into it, sometimes I don't. But it's all, life is a game to me and sex is a part of it.
Yes, yeah, I ain't doing that.
And that's why I've kind of come to the understanding that if me being married to a heterosexual woman, right, it becomes difficult. It became difficult for me, right? Because I literally, once I love a person and once I'm in love with the person, it's impossible for me to disregard their soul or disregard the true reason why I love them just to scratch that itch. When, if I did that, I understand that that becomes the understanding of the relationship. And that's what a lot of heterosexual people don't get, right? And that's why I appreciate my wife, right? Because she gets things like that, right? So straight people just be horny. Ooh, that shit crazy. I didn't want this episode to be about.
No, I mean, like you said, we should need to start more conversations.
And you know, I don't really mean, because this is, I don't want this to turn into one of them, because I just lived a lot of life. We just lived a lot of life, you know, right? And Kiana is more heterosexual than, you know, but and I live in a heterosexual world,
yeah,
right? And I lived a lot of life in that world being horny. A lot of life in that world being horny because I respect women, right? And I understand, you know, why women covet themselves and why some just give it away, right? You know, and it's hard being a masculine woman because the understanding of a masculine woman is keep the gate, but own the gate. right? And that's tough to do, right? That's real tough to do. And because you still human,
Very much so.
you still human, right? And it is hard to actually trust somebody to protect that gate.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's sad that it comes with control of the dick. And it's sad it comes with control of that. Don't you people don't understand that that's controlling the whole person.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And that's fine. You know why?
Why?
Because that's the only way you can understand how to love a person's soul. That's exactly why I kind of got to the point of understanding like, yo, fuck having sex. If I'm gonna do it, it's just gonna be a means to an end. And then I got to a point where I'm like, let me figure out what my body like. Right?
Okay.
So I'm so sexually fluid that I know I can please anybody I want to. Right.
Because you gave yourself that control.
Right. And I also understand how I can teach anybody to please me. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've explored myself and I've explored people, and so being a man at that is, I hate it. So I remember growing up as a boy when I started getting horny, wishing that I was a female. Because a man trying to date a heterosexual woman or trying to be with a heterosexual person, and I think that's what I'm gonna do for the next episode. Because being a heterosexual man with the mentality of not being promiscuous, the way heterosexual women look at men like that.
Oh.
That, and that's what made, and it's all because y'all want a man to respect, because it's the same cognitive dissonance that we spoke on the last episode, how men don't want a woman that's emotionally intelligent and got boundaries. They want the woman that's they'll go sleep with the woman that's XYZ, and that's not going to provide nothing to him. We talked about that, but women got that same cognitive dissonance, right? Because they want a man to respect the boundaries that she has, and then when he also respects himself with those same boundaries, he gay or he a simp or he everything but what he actually is. Right? So it's really hard trying to be with heterosexual women and having because a lot of heterosexual, I be telling it, I'm married, right? That's a heterosexual woman. I've all my life, y'all know me. Women like me, right? And they know who I am, but still be willing to be with me, lay down with me, XYZ, right? So it's hard to actually be in relations with these women. In my past, it was hard to be with them because I respected them better than they respected themselves. And I was everything but what I am because of that. Right? So women got that same cognitive dissonance. Y'all want a hoe too. Yeah, and now that I think about it, anyway.
Come on.
We don't got enough time for that.
Straight women do like the whole dude. Y'all like strippers and stuff too. Y'all be on our butt about, because we're not creeping y'all Instagram and social medias and looking at the dudes that y'all liking with the shirts off and the prints and the, doing the gyrating. You know what
Oh, he's talking about that TikTok stuff.
Heck yeah, like
Yeah.
women hold men accountable to that, and that's y'all hot and y'all horny. I'm sorry, I'm just exposing y'all. Let's
No,
get back to the
that's cool.
queers.
That's cool.
Let's spend the rest of the time on the queers.
Not the queers.
That's right. The queers.
So we let's unpack more. Let's talk more about lesbianism in society and your desire to maintain your gait, and it will be rooted in religious perspectives, despite the fact that the Bible tells you not to be horny,
It
but
do.
then you choose to be a lesbian, but then you allow something to control your hormones that don't mean you harm. Apparently, that's
It
what
don't
they.
mean what?
That's what it don't mean. It mean you harm. They want to convert you, baby. They don't want you like that. What you talking about? So they don't want you horny, and you got that on lock and key. Hold on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not blaspheming because I worship it. So they got you on lock and key with that, because they got me too. That's how I got married, because she made me celibate for so long, right? And I finally realized myself, right?
Mhm.
So they got you on lock and key at that, and I understand why they got that, right? Because just like I said, I learned that same treasure from a woman. What you got from God, I learned from woman,
Mhm.
right?
Understood.
And I also learned from God.
Right. Right.
That's what helped me
Me-
pick woman.
woman.
Man, catch that.
Okay.
But yeah, why don't we spend the rest of this time talking about that?
Talking. Okay. Can you expand?
So
on it?
basically, what I want to know is, why would you allow your life to be your hormones to be controlled by a deity that does not welcome you? Because you be horny. Women be horny, and you a woman. You just like women and other women that be horny.
Mhm. Well, I never looked at it like that.
I'm sure that's why we're talking about it.
And so, th- if I will be totally honest, I would say, um, I don't know, right? But at the same time, it's more so like that is where I found my treasure.
1 second.
Oh, okay.
Whenever a person says, I don't know, to a person that's neurodivergent, remember, so I started out as autistic as a child, and because I hit it, it developed and turned into mental illness, which, I have several, and then to encompass it all, it's just called divergency. I'll put a caption for that as well. But so it bothers us, and I need to take a shot, right?
Okay.
When someone says they don't know a part of themselves, because how don't you know you? But I understand that's the definition of growth. But anytime a divergent person is confronted with question of self,
Mhm.
it becomes a never-ending pursuit for understanding, right? And we figure it out fast. So it stresses us out when we recognize that same potential. We recognize that same potential is in all people, right? You guys just recognize it as growth. We recognize it as expectation.
Mm.
Like it's unacceptable to say, I don't know. Like, what? Oh my God. Get it?
Okay. And
So let
then
me take this shot.
yeah, and then I went into explanation though, because then it
Right,
wouldn't
you
have
went
been-
into explanation. That's
'cause-
good. But if you have an understanding, avoid, I don't know, because that makes you look.
Understood.
Mhm.
But nah, I don't forgot.
No, I'll bring it back. So you were telling me how you don't know why you allow a deity
Cause
to.
I did. Is it really? I don't think it's really all of that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
No.
yeah, it's the deity, right?
Mhm.
But it's still that it's other things for me too.
What else?
It's other things like I think about too much. Like when it comes to like sex, period.
So it's go ahead.
It's not just the deity, because that's one,
Mhm.
right? It's not just the deity, it's what comes with it, right? What things that come with sex. Because we try to act like things don't come with it, but things come with it.
Okay.
Sure.
Then I think about my health,
Okay.
and then that's it.
Okay. So
And then I know that it's a treasure. I don't care that I'm gay.
well, the only, and this is not me diminishing you, this is me respecting your understanding of your deity, and also
Okay.
what you just said about understanding it medically, right?
Okay.
So a lot of people working in it, also I worked in STD, I managed a
Mhm.
STD prevention clinic, right?
Mhm.
And so in doing that, I understand that a lot of people who are queer don't fear that anymore, right? So that boundary, you know how they say church is separated from government, right?
Okay.
Spirituality, despite what you may believe, the conjunction in it. This is why a lot of people don't believe in Scientology, but this is why I give validity to it, right?
Okay.
Because spirituality would tell you not to have sex, right? Your deity would tell you not to uh, slut
Engage.
yourself out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Not become
Desecrate your
what
body.
what is it, a harlot, right? You're not to become a
Yeah. Yeah.
harlot,
Right.
right? And so you aren't to become that, but the Bible does specify, and I'll find the scriptures and put them there, what happens when you do give yourself that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they just glitter it with metaphors, and those metaphors are medical meanings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and those medical meanings is still associated with your deity, but the verbiage separates church and state, right?
Got it. Okay.
So the understanding, it feels like it's different,
Different, but
right?
it's really not. Okay, understood.
It's not. So that those reasons medically that you have, that you don't want to, or it's still tied into your spiritual understanding.
Okay.
You just haven't gotten to a plane yet where you understand it, right? You can't hear it as synonymous because you hear them as two separate words, so you see it all as two separate things. Right?
Got it.
So that's still the same. So I get that you see it differently, but my neurodivergency, my obsession with all things, right? I see it as one
thing. Okay.
thing, right?
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like I don't feel like anything, right? I just feel like you don't know. You were right.
I just don't. That's just one thing. I can tell you how I suppressed my
Right. So
But
why
the-
no? Why do you still? Because you said, and I really, because you be horny, Jen,
and I just don't.
right. And the reason why I'm going so in
Mhm.
is because since we was young, right? Since we was young, you always known that if I was curious about somebody, I've never been sexually curious about darn near anybody, right? It's
Mhm.
always been people sexually curious about me, and I just play on it, right?
Right.
And then sometimes I would, bite because, I wanted something. We're gonna leave it there, right? And so I'm a man behaving like a woman. Anyway, that was something. Did y'all catch that?
I did. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't personally feel anything, but I think that you be horny, and I've always wanted you to act in that
Why?
because it helps you understand yourself, and that's the depravity that doesn't come with being queer. Because a lot of heterosexual people, right, tame their sexuality, right?
Mhm.
And the only way to know your full self is if you let yourself go. I mean, even the Bible says God is near and dear to the brokenhearted, and the brokenhearted be vagabonds, no cap. Like the brokenhearted be doing tumultuous stuff, and we all know that. The depression make us do. We all know that, right?
Mhm.
So you've never really lived in your queerdom. And I'm not asking you to, right? I'm not asking you to bust it all bad. Like I'm not, right?
not. You just
I've never been asking that, right?
okay.
But I've always understood that the only way you completely understand yourself is if you understand yourself.
Mhm.
And you've never allowed yourself to, right? So what I'm just asking is you allow something to dictate your hormones, and you say it's also because you're afraid of the medical implications, and that's all people, right?
Mhm.
But again, I make you aware that that is also, you know, the spiritual understanding of why you should keep it wrapped, and also the spiritual understanding is why it's exempt from you. The spiritual understanding is exempt from you is because when you have sex, there's no ability of procreation.
Yeah.
So the only fear you have is the medical, right? And I mean, you could take a bitch to the doctor. Quit. Walk-in clinics be great.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
See, and I get that. I get that. That's why because that just comes with the territory. You just know it's a process. You have to be vetted. Understand?
Yeah.
So I want it to be free, right? But I want it to be safe.
Mhm.
So I got into the end. I worked, but on my terms and on the low. I'm just comfortable now at talking about it. I'm sure it's people who watch this be like, oh, that, but I don't give a fuck,
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Sure.
It just makes sense to me.
you live as a queer person in depravity.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I knew you was finna say that.
In depravity.
Depravity.
Well,
Yeah, could you think the same way as I do, Jen?
Yep.
You just a lesbo.
And you don't, that's the beauty in being queer. You can be horny and get what you need. We understand in this community.
yeah, but they don't always be having what I need.
Well, they don't always be having. Even when you find an emotionally intelligent man, they still don't be having it. Nobody's
No,
gonna have.
like you said,
what
it's
need.
always gonna be
Yeah,
a teachable moment.
Yeah,
And I don't
because that's the point of partnership growing.
I just
and
had
people
this
void
conversation.
that part.
Mhm.
And that's what sex be about too. And that's
yeah,
what I
and
love
that's why.
about partnership too, because sex and partnership be great.
But that's the thing. That's my thing. Cause a lot of things. Cause okay, so I guess sex don't always gotta be what associated with what hoeing.
Correct.
No.
Okay, then I get it.
Yeah, that's good. Let's spend this last 20 minutes, 15 minutes
Yeah.
on hoeing and busting it wide open. When it's
Cause
good
I
and
guess
not bad.
then, cause then I ain't that. I mean, I guess I don't know. Cause are we hoes or is we not? Like what?
So by definition, that is great. By definition, yes.
Who me?
All of us.
I ain't no hoe.
You guys are whores by your lived ideologies, right? Because you're unmarried.
Oh my god! So he gon'
So
okay.
no, we're gonna get to we're gonna pull it all the way back
Okay.
and let you know if you having sex and you unmarried, you a hoe, period. that's
Okay, that's the standard. I guess.
no, it ain't the standard, but that's that's a monopoly. That's how most people. That's biblical. That's the root type thing.
For a lot of people.
But then when you come forward to people who are sex positive, people like that, people who are living their human,
Mhm.
you understand that, and that's great too. People who live in a spirit and people who live in a human. That's the difference between. That's great. That's great. I live in my spirit and my human though. I don't separate any of them. That's the depravity y'all live in, and I can't stand the queer community. I'ma just be 100. It's so easy to manipulate the queer community.
Oh.
That's a whole nother topic,
Oh.
because sex is the
Yeah,
understanding.
and
So-
that's a part of the reason too.
Yeah.
That is a part of the reason why I don't like to engage, because I know that about the queer community. And then that's also how it's already seen. And I'm like, I'm not that person either.
And that's why you choose. So that's good. So you be horny and you Christian, and you horny and Christian in the gay community because basically the gay community filthy.
But I ain't filth.
You don't want to be.
Man, I'm not.
I think everybody is.
I
You
think
just
you
said
have
you
to-
a hoe. You
yeah.
unmarried.
But
And you done had sex. You a hoe.
So I'm filthy, huh?
All of us filthy.
I'm dead.
Oh
Well,
my God.
but that's the thing though. Like, no, it is. The thing is being a part of the queer community though. You know what I mean? Like, that sex is a big thing. It's a big thing, and you know that.
Mhm.
And I'd be like, it's kind of overrated. Can I get some type of connection here?
So how you said you were sapiosexual earlier, you understand me choosing to be demisexual because of what a lot of people, but I'll break me down a little bit more for people. So me being demisexual, I am not a person who, everything is a choice for me, right? And also being neurodivergent, everything is a choice. Like most people say, this is just naturally who, yeah, that's great. I know naturally who I am, right? But I also know what I can choose to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to do, I can do. And who gonna do me so?
Okay.
So what I choose to do, I will do because I want to do it. But I have respect. But what be confusing me is we all hoes, we all know it, but we judge each other's hoe. I don't get that.
I don't be caring what other people be doing.
That's actually a lie. So when you take partner, you don't care about how many baby mamas he got? Because I swear on Facebook, you just posted.
What if he got one kid? That's one too many. Because baby.
So you ain't horny for him, huh?
Because
Or he just a playground. Let's talk about it.
there
Anyway,
we go. Period. And is.
so basically on this
Been there, done
episode,
that.
we have surmised that being horny is not a bad thing because we're all horny, right?
True.
And nobody is exempt. If nobody is exempt from being horny, even a born again, that's basically what being demisexual is. I am, well, no, I'm solid demi. So that means I love all people, but I just love all people. I love all people. And if I cannot be loved back or love you, then there's no way that I'm going to have sex with you unless it's just to clear my mind. You'll be a toy, a flashlight. Anyway, I'm sorry. But basically what we've learned on this episode today is that there are queer people in the community who choose to live in depravity because they want to see their soul. But the pain in being deprived of your sexuality makes you present to your soul, but ignorant to your man. So it's kind of like a straight woman need a gay woman if she want to understand a man, if she want to keep, because that's funny right there. That's some
Irritating.
stuff. If y'all want to keep talking to women, well, get you a gay friend. Just don't sleep with him, but you might become curious. That's how you know you straight. I always knew you was straight, even when you had all them gay friends.
So that's the conclusion.
That's the conclusion of this. It's crazy though. We be horny. Women be horny.
We do.
Women be horny and be using it as personal gain too.
Yeah, they do. I know they do.
That's how y'all manipulate yourself too. But we gonna leave that there.
Oh,
we could have.
Y'all be manipulating men.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Because y'all say, y'all know the way to get a man. If y'all think a man's sexy, right? Y'all boundaries are a little
we shift them.
Yeah, right. And they somebody can get close to the gate so you can hear clearly type shit, right? And when y'all allow a man that close, that is y'all being a temptress, and that in itself is a hoe, right? Because that a hoe is just manipulation, right? A hoe know how to use herself to get what she want, and that's why I got great respect for women like Sukihana and XYZ. I love women like that, right? But at the same time, that's because they understand their power, right? And women be manipulating men like that, and then be wondering why men be going haywire. Because you promised me that if I gave you this. And you like, I got autonomy of my body, but then when a man cheats on you and say he got autonomy of his body, you weren't supposed to, but I did it because you ignored me. You didn't care. And I just wanted to do it. But that's wrong. But then it's not wrong for you to whisper him to the gate and tell him all the things you want to do to him. But because because you grew up learning to keep your gate and he grew up learning to give his gate, you tease him. That's
why I don't be doing that.
Oh. That's the episode.
Got you rolling your eyes at me, baby.
Always you heterosexual. Ain't no heterosexual woman exempt from that. But I love y'all. That's the episode. Pew, 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 pew.
Not you don't believe me, G.
Wait, that's you know what? I always end the episode with a song I'm vibing with. This what I'm vibing with. We're gonna play.
Intercourse with you. Intercourse with you. Intercourse with you.
You're childish.
That was great. But this the end of the song. This the end of the song. I love women. And this is what happens to women. A lot of women hear this song, and I'm gonna really play this. A lot of women hear this song and be talking bad about women like this, but everything they saying let you know they own themselves. And they not ashamed of themselves. They own themselves, they not ashamed of themselves, and it's just love. It's just love. And this is a secure woman. Right. And there are also secure women who don't present themselves like this and, be in books and stuff. They be in church and everything too. Women are great. Anyway, this is the song.
Yeah.
These women are talking. Just listen to what they're saying. So we just this the remix too.
I just want a rough neck nigga on the tongue. You just want to send me automatic with a drum. Ask me if I'm finished now, bitch. I just begun. I ain't giving out no money to no nigga just for fun. No, you got.
I'm not giving out no nutty to no nigga just for fun.
You fuck 100 niggas just for 100 bands.
You fuck 100 niggas for 100 bands. She's talking about.
I'm still gonna make me 100 M's with 100 plays. Give me that song.
But the last verse.
I carry bitches like a Prego. You know what a nigga called Petro. Some niggas should've knew it from the get-go. Yeah. Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it.
Yeah, don't play with it.
Just take it.
Yep.
Spin on gate. My hitters don't play with it.
We
Don't
just
play with
ended
it,
this
don't
song.
play
I
with
want you to put it at
it.
the end.
I'm okay.
Yep. And then there's a couple definitions. I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Please make it out play.